It's time for the 259 Show, a weekly podcast that can be found on our website at www.the259show.com or on Facebook and Twitter at the 259 Show. Today's hosts are Joe Peachy.
No, I haven't contacted Michelle because she'd be on the next flight to New York City. So.
Mike Vincelli.
Chelsea's not a girl. This is the name of a soccer club.
Hate you, Chelsea. Broke my heart.
Tyler Diedrich.
I wonder if they have waffles. Ha ha ha. They do.
And Andy Fowler.
Out of all of us here, I feel like I'm balding the most. I got a big spot up on top. And by growing it out, I feel like I'm trying to cover it.
Here's your host, Andy Fowler.
Hello, welcome to another episode of the 259 Show. Mike Vincelli, Tyler Diedrich, and Joe Peachy joining us from the New York City Flower Printing Hotline. Flower City.
From New York City.
From New York City, on the Flower City Printing Hotline. I'm Drew Fowler, live from the 259 Studios, located in Hilton, New York. How's everybody doing this week?
Tired and grumpy.
Yeah? Are you hangry?
Per usual.
No, I just ate.
Oh, so it's not hangry related.
No. Just grumpy related.
Just grumpy related. Yeah. And, Michael, how are you?
Great. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, anytime. And Joe, live from New York City, on the Flower City Printing Hotline. How are you, buddy?
I'm fabulous, man. Reset the Wi-Fi before the show. We should be good the whole episode.
We should be good.
See what happens.
Yeah, you are crystal clear right now, Joseph.
Is it good? All right.
Yeah.
I think that's the trick.
I can see the booger hanging out of your nose.
Yes, I'm gonna pick it later.
The 259 Show comes to you every Saturday morning on our website, the259show.com. Our apologies, our IT guy was out the last 2 weeks. The website has been updated under the archive. We've had a couple holes in the archive page, too. Those have been filled, and the website has been updated. Facebook and Twitter at the 259 Show, over on our friends, villageradio.net, Saturday nights and Sunday mornings, and available through both Google Play and Apple Play. Thank you for asking how I'm doing, guys. I appreciate
Drew,
it.
I got two questions for you, actually. First,
Yeah.
do you have that all written down, or do you do that off the top of your head?
I got it right here on the rundown.
Okay.
That should be
you
right
just
in
go
front of
through
you
the
as
rundown.
well.
That makes sense. I've always wondered that. I'm like, man, he remembers a lot of stuff from the beginning. And Drew, how are you, man? How are you doing today?
Thank you for asking, Joe. I am less tired and angry as Tyler, but it's been a whirlwind of a couple days here. I'm now an Uber driver under the name Druber the Uber. So after work today, Druber, right? After work today, I went to my Druber job. I drove 3 trips, about 45 minutes, made about $20. $5 in tips, 3 5-star reviews. I'm killing it, man.
Whoa, where'd you go?
When I turn on the Uber app,
Are you allowed to tell us where you've been?
Yeah, I think so. Right?
Yeah,
I don't know. You tell me.
Sure. I make up. It's our show. We make the rules here.
Yeah.
Legally with Uber, though.
Oh, I don't
You don't want to break Uber's
No,
confidentiality
Pauly
policy, Drew.
Guglielmo was talking
I'm
about
gonna give you
on
addresses
Reese the other day.
But
Yeah.
I turn it on when I leave the driveway.
Yeah.
Now I got this as not a second job, but a supplementary income, if you will. It's not going to be much, but I figured I'll let it accumulate, then I can cash out, and then.
AKA a second job.
No, not the second job, because I work when I want to work.
Yeah, when you're bored and you
Right?
love driving your truck.
So I started about 3 weeks ago. I signed up for it. It takes about a week and a half to be approved through Uber. I was approved through Uber. And then last week I was out running errands. I had to go to Kohl's, I had to go to the bank, and I had to go to the post office. So I'm like, okay, I'll go to Kohl's, and then I'll go to ESL on Ladder Road, and then the post office there. Headed on. I did one trip that day because I was out and about. I was already driving. I pretty much didn't go out of my way at all, and I made $10. So that was like my first Uber experience.
How was it?
It's fine.
Is it weird?
And then today I had 3 trips.
Wait,
today.
Drew, real quick. Do you leave out little candies for your passengers?
No, I don't do that.
Come
don't
on,
put out
little
snacks?
mints out,
No snacks.
Put a water bottle to the side for them.
But
What about chargers?
I'd tell them if they have the same charger I have.
Oh, okay.
But I tell them, is there anything on the radio you want to listen to? If it gets too cold in here, let me know. and most of the people love that the air conditioning's cranking in the
Yeah,
truck.
you leave it like 30 degrees.
I thought about doing that, becoming an Uber driver, but I don't meet the technology requirement at this time.
You're
So-
a brick.
Yeah. Plus, I figure I make enough on my freelance social media gigs.
Well, I kind of figured like if I'm a traveling teacher again this year, I could turn it on my way home from work because it's my time at that time. If I pick somebody up and I do a trip or two, that's $10 at the end of the day. Whatever, I'll take it.
I've always wondered, what are Uber's rules on when you turn Uber on? What do you need to be doing? Do you need to be driving around? Can you be like parked waiting for something?
No, I'm glad you asked, Joe. I turned it on, but I left the house today. I picked the first person up by Sam's Club, neighborhood-run Sam's Club.
Yeah.
Took them up to Ridgeway and Long Pond. Picked up the second person on 390. It was Ridgeway and 390, neighborhood around there.
Yeah.
And I took them to the mall. And then I stopped at Nick DeStasio's house for a little bit. It was like 5 minutes. I'm saying, I could be called. I gotta go. And within 5 minutes, the phone rang again. And here we go. And then picked the last person up.
What did these people who need rides to go somewhere that's like 2 miles from their house do before Uber?
They either held a cab, called a cab company, and paid through the
that?
butt, or took the RTS on the RTS schedule. A
What's
lot
the
of people
demo
I'm picking up are either going to work or coming home from work.
Interesting.
Is it older people, younger people, mix? Or?
Mix. It's a mix. Mix of genders, ages, races. Call Druber.
I like Druber.
You need to get that. You need to get that printed on the side of your
Yeah,
truck, man.
dude. All license plate.
Druber.
I took Uber once. It was not by my choice. I was with Joe in New York City, and I think you would need to probably drive for Uber for about a month to pay for the Uber ride that we took.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the reason for that, and Drew, you might be able to talk about this. So the prices were surging, and the reason we took the Uber was because I needed to walk my dog because God forbid the dog doesn't pee. I'm looking at you, Mosby. And I
For
think it
context, we
ended up
were
costing
in
like
Brooklyn for the
$150.
NCAA tournament. It was late on a Friday night.
Yeah, and it was raining. It was raining, I think. And yeah, the Uber cost like $150 because it was surging. Drew, do they tell you anything about surging or?
Yeah, right on my driver app, it shows you the surge meter. It's usually between 6 and 9 p.m. There's a surge charge on it.
So you don't set your own prices?
No,
it's
Uber takes
all
care of all of that.
Okay, that's cool.
And now you can tip an Uber driver, $1, $2, or $3.
Yeah.
Or I guess it depends on the amount of time. The
Only
short
Lyft
trips I've been doing.
had that previously,
Yeah,
right?
the short trips I've been doing, the options are 1, 2, or 3. So it's
And you rate the customer as well, right?
I
You
do.
give them 5 stars or 4 stars or whatever.
so far everybody's been 5-star.
Yeah.
They've carried a conversation. They've given me reviews.
That's the other thing I had about being an Uber driver. I hate talking to people.
You don't have to talk.
You don't have
You
to
don't
talk.
have to talk.
Yeah, but I
Certainly,
would, or
mean,
I would feel obligated to, and
See,
I
the
don't want
trick
to.
is-
a
what
lot
I
of the
do-
Uber rides I've taken they're usually pretty quiet. Like,
Yeah.
the guy's just like driving, you're just sitting there hanging out.
It's more the Uber driver talks if you start talking to them. If you know what I mean. If you want to talk, then they talk.
And
to
that's
you.
what I do. I
It's a
start
kinda-
with a small conversation, like, where are we off to today? And if it continues, it continues. If it doesn't, that's where we end it.
Yeah, it's usually at the customer's discretion. I think.
I'm not trying to jinx you, Drew, but I'm not looking forward to, but I'm looking forward to your first really bad Uber experience because I've seen some like crazy ones, just like that crazy lady or guy who's just like going insane. I'm interested to see how that is.
Drew, can you request an Uber driver since we live so close? And if I ever
You can pick, can't you?
I'm not. I've never ordered an Uber.
actually
so I
we're so
can't tell
close, and I doubt like anyone around here would use.
Well, isn't there like a
Uber.
list of drivers that comes up? Joe, can you tell us?
When
you're
request
hailing an
so
Uber,
it's no.
No, it's just-
You just see all the cars that are running around, and
Yeah.
you say, "I need an Uber." And Drew, correct me if I'm wrong.
Whoever-
You kind of like the Uber driver then like is like, "Oh, I get you."
Yeah,
it's like-
they
Yeah,
pick.
I got
You
like
get
10 seconds
notifications.
to
Yeah.
tap twice for.
Okay, so if I ever need one, I'll text you.
Chances are,
Be like, I'm gonna order an Uber. Get on.
yeah. Chances are, I'll be
You just
the
call
only
him
one.
personally. He'll do it for free.
No.
free. Nothing.
Why did I do that? He's Druber now.
Druber.
I'm gonna sit in the back seat, act like a passenger.
No, I let people sit shotgun. I don't care.
I've never. Only if I'm with a group and there's not enough room in the back, I'll go in the front.
Oh,
but every other experience, you go in the back.
How do you spell
Yeah.
Druber?
DREWBER.
Ooh. Could go either way.
I don't know. I wrote it down in the notes.
You should have gone DROOBER.
Druber.
So is that your $20 was your net profit after
For today.
gas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, not for gas, but
Do you think you, with gas, do you think you?
I didn't go too far.
And how long were you driving for?
For today, it was about 45 minutes. Well, I was on the Uber clock for about 45 minutes today, and it was like 1956 or something like that.
Does it go directly in, or you get like?
Every Friday, it gets
Okay.
direct deposited
Okay.
into the old checking account.
That's pretty sweet. That's cool.
That is pretty cool. Like I remember when I moved back home after student teaching, and I had experience doing Uber in New York. Not doing it, but using it. I was like, oh, dude, this needs to come to Rochester. It would be so clutch. But
it's kind of tough in the suburbs. You know, if you live downtown, it's a lot nicer.
Yeah,
obviously.
but I figured especially during the fall, winter when I'm not down at the cottage, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, I can head out to Brockport anytime
Yeah,
between
Oh yeah.
9 and 2
you'll do
and
well.
really, you know. And that's
you make a couple trips from like East Ave, Park Ave to like Greece, like people going out downtown. You'll probably make a killing, dude.
And I don't know how this works, but maybe on my way out to Bills games, I'll turn it on and see if there. Because as a driver, I can put in my destination, Orchard Park, or
and then they'll
Bills
find
Drive.
things
And
around
then
your route.
when other people put it in, I can like pick them up. I can go
On your route.
like 5 minutes out of the way, pick them up, and take them as well. I'm already going.
Just make sure you're parked and stopped when you check your phone because
No, New York State allows you to swipe or tap once.
once I
Once.
thought
Yes.
I thought you couldn't
I thought you
touch
had to double
any
tap
device.
to accept it, Drew.
I do have to. Well, one tap to wake my phone up, and one tap to. Yeah, you're right.
Drew, how's it work with data and all, using data and all that?
That's a good question. We'll find out.
Yeah, that's the one thing is because you're on your. I'm assuming you use your data pretty quickly.
I don't
We
know.
are flying by the seat of our trousers here.
We'll have to find out. Druber, one step at a time. Druber.
I like that.
So between Ubering and packing for the big move coming up in the next month, it's going to be... and grad school starts back up for me on Thursday this week. So it's going to be a lot all in one. And
Druber's
Here
gonna
we
be
go.
busy.
I would be interested to see if while you're doing your online classes, if you can Uber at the
I
same
can't,
time.
I can't drive. And
That would be very efficient
Type
of
an
you.
essay.
Here, type what I'm saying. I'm going to give you an education. But packing for the move, I found something today that I've been missing for about 18 months. The charging cord for my electric beard trimmers. They've been MIA, and I've been scared every time I go to trim my facial hair that it's going to die halfway through this cut. And I'm going to have to go to Walmart and get new trimmers with a half a beard.
Is that why you've been growing out your beard last year?
No, but I found them. So the trimmer's now being charged.
Oh.
But yeah,
When do you move again?
end of August. Hopefully earlier than that. But August 28th is our projected closing date.
Wow. About a month.
About a month.
You gonna need any help moving?
Yes, I have a lot of people who I've helped move that I'm going to hopefully have them return favors for.
I can't wait to help you move.
You've helped me
I
move
love
many
helping
times.
you move.
This time
There should be an Uber for helping people move.
We'll
That's
call
a
it
good
Trevor.
idea.
He's got a truck.
You guys want to start that?
I'll go into business with you.
He doesn't have a smartphone.
Hey, but he does. So.
You gotta get one.
I'm thinking about getting a U-Haul for the move. There's a lot of things, a lot of big things that would be one item
From
trips.
your house or for Sam?
Mike.
Both.
You're an RIT grad. You know how to develop apps. Let's get on this.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
Just plain
I'm
soccer.
not a brainiac like those guys.
But it's one of those things like one couch would be one trip in my truck.
Yeah.
And
Dude, we could just carry it from your house.
half a mile.
Yeah.
So
not
I'm
even.
thinking box truck. So everything will be in the garage. Back it in, load it in the truck, unload it, go to Sam's house, load her stuff, unload it. You guys eat pizza and drink beer and go home.
I like it.
And then not taking a whole day from you guys.
Question.
Yes.
Where's the pizza going to be from?
Probably Kriglio's.
All right, we'll
You
see.
can bring your own pizza.
Nice
if you want.
greasy Kriglio sheet.
Probably the cheapest sheet in town.
Is it?
Probably.
Crosby's.
Yeah, that's so far out of the way, though.
I'll go get it.
What's Carbone?
No, you'll be helping move.
Tyler's the errand boy.
That'll be my contribution.
You getting the pizza? If you're paying for the pizza, then you can go get the pizza if you want. So that'll be coming up. But I'm on the fence about it because our projected closing day is a Monday evening. So when are we going to get a chance to do this?
The weekend. The following weekend.
You just do it the following weekend, yeah.
Yeah, but that's the weekend. I don't want to tie up people's weekend. And
Oh, I did.
I don't want to tie up people's weekend.
Well, I only tied up people one day for.
So
And Drew, if you ask people, they can say no. Like if you ask,
That is
me,
a
I'm
long
gonna
weekend
say
coming up,
no,
so I don't think
'cause
people will
will not
mind
be there.
one day.
well, that's just it too. I don't like taking Labor Day weekend away from people.
No one's going anywhere.
I do.
Who's going anywhere? Well,
That's
well,
my
you're,
last vacation before school starts.
well, you're moving though, right?
Yeah, I'll still go.
Who else?
to
Mike, are
Cuba
you
Lake.
going anywhere for?
Drew,
Labor
is
Day
this your
weekend?
unpopular opinion? You refuse to ask people to help you?
No, we're getting there. But anywho, with the move, I don't know. Maybe I could ask Uncle
Maybe the
Lee.
listeners will.
Maybe I could take Uncle
Hey,
Lee.
I'm not
You
going
won't be
anywhere.
working on
I'm
that
not going anywhere
For
unless
what?
it's to a hospital. Mike's probably not going anywhere.
Oh, wait a second. Why would you be going to the hospital, Tyler?
If baby comes crying.
Epilea.
That's the baby sound effect. I don't know. That's the best I could find.
We'll have to work on that.
Yeah, the IT will work.
It beats the waterfall, though.
Yeah, there's a waterfall one earlier, and we ditched that. So, anywho, with the move, I don't know. Maybe I'll take Uncle Lee, have Uncle Lee help me until you get out of work.
Yeah.
I also know a lot of people with trucks. Chad Palmer.
He'll be at work.
Yeah, Chad works all the time. My future brother-in-law, my future father-in-law. So maybe we can. Maybe we
Big
can try
Scott
it.
will be in the neighborhood. He could probably help you.
Big Mike could be there supervising.
Oh, he likes moving.
He likes moving. So that's coming up. Details to follow with that. Let's move. Let's go through the rundown real quick for the remainder of the program. Unpopular opinions will be moved up to the on deck spot. We're going to get to that in a hot second.
You mean the
because-
leadoff spot?
The leadoff spot, because I have an unpopular opinion, which I think
Really?
2 out of 3 of you will be very angry about, and that's just because Mike doesn't get very angry about anything.
Oh, boy.
I knew I was the one of 3.
Things get dangerous when I get angry, Drew.
We should have an episode where we just try to get under Mike's skin the whole time.
Mike and I both attended a country concert this past weekend.
We didn't see each other.
We did not. Well, I thought you guys might have got blown away with the tornado and all that was down there. Tyler's going to talk about local geography.
We don't have to. If you want to skip it,
Let's move that to your airtime. That's stuff for airtime right there.
and we may skip it then. I just thought, I'll
Okay.
throw it out there
Yeah,
and see what you guys
let's
think.
Some food talk, some other random stuff we'll get to, and our power ranking topic this week was Mike's choice. Mike, what did you choose for your power ranking?
Favorite TV characters.
Favorite TV characters all time. Let's do that. And then our airtime this week with closure and what's on deck. Unpopular opinions. Brace yourself.
We need a clip for unpopular opinions.
What would it sound like?
It would be unpopular. I know it would have to be something we all hate, probably.
A Nickelback song.
I don't mind Nickelback. Maybe that's my unpopular opinion.
So my unpopular opinion is fantasy football is overrated.
It depends how much stock you put into it.
Yeah,
I think-
I think people put like Tyler said, like people go nuts for it.
I mean,
Like,
we
it's-
don't play. I don't
Is that why
play
you
for money.
dropped out of our league, Drew?
Well, I announced that like in episode 2 of this show that I was the major follows was dropping.
You've
out.
announced
very- I was very
you've
displeased
announced a
by
lot
that,
of things
Drew.
that you haven't followed up on, so I wasn't
what?
buying it for sure.
Hit me. What other things have I announced?
Ooh, how many
here we go.
trips have we planned that didn't end up happening?
Shoot 'em
That's
out.
different than Drew making an announcement, though.
Yeah, that's more.
I've never said.
Joe, you know very well that Drew
Let's go to
Drew
Nashville.
says a lot of things that he doesn't follow up
He says,
on, as we all do.
I pronounce that I'm doing something.
I think I follow through with most of the things
Drew's
that
a
I'm
man
doing.
of his
You
word.
follow through more than Joe does. That's for
I'm
sure.
still waiting for a legit example of things I don't follow through on that I agree to.
I'll think of. I got
Oh my
one recent
God.
one that I can think
Okay,
of.
go for it.
HFR trip.
What about
before 259 show live back in March.
You said recent. That's March.
That's recent.
I
That's-
bet you had a good excuse.
well, yeah,
March
you were
is not
you were
Drew, why do you think fantasy
were-
football is overrated?
I want to hear Tyler out here.
my-
What was I doing?
you.
before that?
I believe you had food poisoning and you were ralphing all over the place that morning.
That was a legitimate excuse. I couldn't get out of bed. And it was during the windstorm and snowstorm. Anywho, fantasy football is stupid, it's overrated, and I will never play in another fantasy football league. Mark it
Drew,
down.
have you ever played in a league for money?
Yes. Several times.
Okay. Because
Probably 5 different
there's a
seasons.
big difference between playing in a league with money and not playing in a league with money.
I still think it's stupid. Because usually
Drew, have you ever won a fantasy football championship?
the commissioner is in cahoots with the person who wins the league.
Have you ever held up one of them? Wait, how? No.
Yes.
It's all,
Look at
it's
the
all
div-
based on players that have no relationship to any of us.
Look at the HJRFFL.
Well, that league
Our
has been
local
flawed
league.
since like 03. I'm not going to talk about that
No,
one.
I'm talking about this one because it's the one I've been the longest active in.
Drew,
I've played in the toughest
I have
division for the
I've
last
been
6
shooting
years
out
in
of
that
so many
league.
games in that league. We're not even going to talk about that.
I've definitely played in the toughest division. The division's even realigned a couple times, and I still remained in the toughest division. I defined the toughest division by division with the most number of teams who update their roster from week to week. Because in that league, there's people who wouldn't update it after week
But
2.
you never
week
know
3.
who that's going to be each year.
Oh, we know every year who it's going to be.
All right, we thought it would be Cameron this year, and Cameron was the best team in the league this year.
Yes.
And he changed his roster every week. And he was in my division, Joe's division, and Mike's division.
Okay. Fantasy football's overrated.
So,
it's
wha-
a waste
wha-
of time.
Is it because you just rather root for the Bills and not worry about anything, or does that have something to do with it? Because I know for me, like, I just want to kind of focus on the Packers, but then I have guys playing on my team that are playing against the Packers, and I'm like,
There's that factor.
I've enjoyed having it as a backup when my team disappoints me every year.
I agree with Tyler. Like when the Bills in week 9, I know that they're done. I actually have something to look forward to every week, like watching the stats and actually picking my team and waiver wiring.
well, I
and all
don't
that
have
stuff.
that problem.
But I also think that there's better things to do to supplement football. For example, in Joe's in this league, it's the Cambridge Road Football League. It's a weekly straight-up pick'em.
I like pick'ems too. We do that at work.
And it's, what, $20 for the season? You win one week, you get your
See, what
money
I don't like
back.
about that is because, you're going to pick the Patriots every week, but I don't want to root for the Patriots.
You don't have to root for them.
I know, but if I pick them in my pick'em league, I want to win that, obviously. So it's like,
The other things out
So actually, the thing I agree with you, Drew, with the Pick'em League, because the one thing that's super different than from fantasy is you can do terrible one week, you can do terrible for 5 weeks, and then you can actually win one week and actually get your money back. In fantasy football, if you're awful from the get, then there's no way you're getting your money back.
that and the
That's
week,
why FanDuel is such a big
and the
thing.
weekly pick'em, it's so quick to do. Like, I did it on my phone, 30 seconds a week. I follow football enough to know which teams are going to beat which teams and put educated guesses together, a couple upsets, and bada bing, bada boom, here you go.
You know what I really like about fantasy though?
What's that?
I'm invested in almost every game for some reason or another. You know, like when am I ever going to care about Titans versus Colts on a Sunday at 4:00?
plus I enjoy get to being a GM for the day, for the draft.
Yeah.
And
Drafting's fun. There's good
The
things
draft
about it. You
takes so
can't.
long.
No, I
Oh,
see both sides. Like fantasy football is a lot of fun because me living out of city from you guys, it's another way for me to stay connected with
Oh,
my
yeah.
friends. You know what I mean? Like every week you get to talk trash, you get to do
Yeah, the
whatever. The
banter.
fantasy football drafts are usually fun. So, it's a good way. Like I'm in a league with my dad and brother. We can, and all the guys he works with, and that's fun.
A little bit of nerves when money's on the line and you're
Yeah.
playing against one of your good buddies and you want to crush them.
So getting back to things that are better than fantasy football. Last man standing, too. I think that's great. There's a
that's
strategy
usually
involved.
over early, though.
Not necessarily. There's
Most of the time, it is.
And then you start again.
Wait, what's that?
That's where you pick a team each week to win. You're going to say, this week, the Bills are going to win.
Yeah.
If the Bills win, you move on to the next week. You can't pick the same team twice.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Right?
That's
So
good
there's a strategy
Yeah.
involved.
There's a lot of you gotta think about it. You can't just pick the Pats because you want the Pats like later in the year when hopefully you're still in it.
At the same time, that's only one decision that you're making every week, as opposed to 8 decisions for fantasy football. So it's up to you. I mean, if you don't have time to sit there and make those decisions about every single player every week, okay. But if you just have time to make one, that's fine. It's whatever you want. But I like fantasy football. I like keeping track of my team, making moves all week to get better, and perhaps even win the championship despite having a mediocre roster.
I guess that's why we call it unpopular opinions.
Yeah.
It's stupid, it's overrated, and I don't think anything less of the people who play fantasy football, unless if they're also a commissioner. Tyler.
Yeah, I don't know what you're getting at with the politics behind this league. I mean, I lost the championship by 1 point a few years back, and I didn't throw a fit.
Well,
Maybe in my head I did, but
I don't know. The fact that the league was also unwilling to move to a new platform too, very inconvenient.
I'm
Actually,
sorry.
the one thing-
I'm sorry.
okay,
After
so I
you,
agree
after
with
you,
Drew on one sense, but Flea Flicker is sweet because, like, there are some features on Flea Flicker that are just not around on other platforms.
But the use of a mobile app does not exist, or at least last season did not exist.
You can open up your internet browser, and what I do is I open up my internet browser and type in fleaflicker.com, and then I'm able to go through it through that.
It's tough with big thumbs.
I'm sorry that our league doesn't cater to big thumbed people.
I'm just saying. And for half the weeks, being on the road at 6 a.m. out to Orchard Park is
Hey,
tough.
That is tough. I have to say, if you're
I don't know about you guys. Well, apparently not, but I'm checking my roster every day and seeing what moves I need to make.
It's
Yeah, but a lot
not
of
even moves
people
though.
are
But if people are ruled out
questionable
right before
or-
a game too,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Those breaking.
Gotta have a plan in place, man.
Yeah,
That's
but
why
if
I'm not
you're
doing it this year.
enjoying tailgating and you're not really checking your phone every second,
So the HJR FFL will be one member shy this year.
Well, we just got to
And-
find a new member. Appolina.
No, we'll just
might have
drop.
to
We'll just
fill
go to
that
8.
role.
That's fine.
And the prize money will be that much less. Oh, wait. I forgot.
Hey, you ask this guy right here, Joe. He tried to get money going a couple years ago, and how many people paid you, Joe?
Well, no one. And then we were also sophomores in high school. I think we can handle the
No,
money
you
thing now.
You tried it. You
as-
tried it
as
like
adults.
you tried it 2 years ago, and it didn't work.
Oh, well,
yeah, were we
I
like
mean-
mailing money to Joe in New York City?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
reason
it's
why-
like
Well,
Venmo.
Michael, there's this nice thing called Venmo now.
yeah,
so-
now that's what I'm saying
Yeah,
now. But a
dude.
couple of years ago,
Oh, right,
I
yeah.
don't know if that was a thing.
The reason why I didn't pay Joe Pichu that year was because he owed me $20. So it was a carryover residual $20.
Which I usually do owe people money. Anyways,
Yes.
so.
You may have owed the whole league $20. Maybe that's why
That's
nobody
just
paid.
not true, actually.
20
And
rides.
and
at
gas money.
Maybe 20 car rides, but
Is there any other unpopular opinions on the table?
least. Yeah, not right now.
No.
that was a good one though. I mean, we were chatting about that for that got some the feathers were ruffled a little bit.
Sometimes I feel like unpopular opinions shouldn't get into our pre-show dialogue for that reason. I don't know if we would have had as natural of a conversation about it. If you guys
The
knew
juice-
that, I was gonna
I say
keep
you put the
Slow
top
early
you
in
put
the
the
show,
topic
you know?
out there because a lot of times like Michael or Joe put their topic in and they'll say something like, oh, that's gonna piss me off, but then it's really not like when Joe said cookouts versus barbecue. I'm like, oh no, what's Joe gonna say to disagree with me? And he ended up agreeing with me. So
Yes.
it's okay to know the subject, but you don't have to necessarily know the opinion.
Yeah. Okay. That might be your unpopular opinion. I like the surprise.
You agreed with me.
I like the. I was agreeing to disagree.
Oh,
Yeah, okay.
well, we're gonna miss you, Drew, after you forced your way into the league 7 years ago.
I did force myself into the league. But me coming into the league also helped you cut some excess weight a couple seasons after that.
Oh, we're always cutting excess weight from that league. It always seems like every other year we're like just like trimming the fat in that.
Yeah,
league.
we've only got 3 of the originals. Well, I guess there were only 5 originals, so that's really not that big. And that was
Who? It was me, you, Jake, Ryan, and Kyle.
the Bacchus brothers, and they've since departed the league. But me, you, and Jake are still hanging on strong. I might add, I'm the only team that has the original nickname from the first year that's still in existence. So
don't even know what my team name is. What is it? Live, Laugh, Love?
Whatever you changed it to. I don't know. We're all about tradition on Team Flick, so a tradition of championness.
Okay. Michael, you went to a country concert this past weekend, as did I.
I did. It was my first big concert experience,
Yeah.
and also my first country concert.
First time at CMAC?
First time at CMAC, which I was excited about. That is probably the biggest reason why I went to this concert, because going in, the weather didn't look too
Oh,
great.
the weather sucks.
I actually bought my ticket Sunday day of.
Eric told me that's the move now.
No,
For
I
you.
think
Or for lawn seats, rather.
I really don't think so. I think the weather had a lot to do with the prices dropping. I think if it's going to be a big concert and there's like the weather's fine, I don't know. I think prices are going to go up. Wouldn't you think? Still be high.
I guess. I don't know.
I think they were dropping because of the big tornado.
tornado.
That hit. But yeah, first country concert. Not what I expected at all. From just social media, seeing what people post at a country concert, and hearing from what other people say when they go. It wasn't as hillbilly-esque as I thought it would be. One, I was think maybe because it's the weather, and two, maybe because it was at CMAC. I'm thinking Darien is more a little raunchier crowd.
Yeah,
I pictured as people.
Yeah, CMAC seems like a pretty high class venue.
Yeah.
Where I think isn't Darien Lake kind of just like in the middle of a field?
Yeah,
I mean, it's
I only
kinda like-
saw one pair of cut-off jeans on a guy.
All right.
No cut-off flannels.
Mhm.
Only
Plenty of flannel.
Was it full?
yeah,
Of,
girl. Yeah, but
was it full of people wearing those stupid like bent up cowboy hats?
not as
No,
many.
they all flew away in there.
Not as many as I thought. I saw a few cowboy hats, but nothing crazy. So
So what intrigued you to go to? Honestly, I've never heard of Sam Hunt, or if I have, I didn't know he was a country singer.
I thought, yeah, I know.
But what intrigued you to go to this concert?
I have a bunch of my friends were going, and they had asked. And originally, I looked at the weather and was like, "Oh no, I'm not going to go." And then I got FOMO, and for those of you who don't know what that is, it's fear of missing out. So then I bought a
FOMO.
ticket late because the prices dropped quite a bit, and it ended up being a nice day, regardless of the forecast. So it looked a little nasty going in. It was like pitch black when we pulled in.
my
It was
God.
so dark. But the sun ended up coming out and had a nice sunset.
It cooled down.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
nice.
there was a tornado warning in Canandaigua on Sunday afternoon.
evening.
Yeah, it
Well,
sprinkled a
and
little bit for.
We all heard about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you to the people in the Hilton Parma Virtual Neighborhood Crime Watch for warning us about the crime-ridden tornado that was about to hit Canandaigua, which is, solid 45, 50 minutes away.
Yeah.
Drew, what'd you think of the concert? You had actual seats, correct?
We were 3 rows under the roof.
Okay.
So towards the back of the roof section.
Uh-huh.
Were you able to see the stage from your lawn seats?
No, because we were close to the seats. Yeah, we're in that little.
Yeah, we've sat there before and couldn't see the stage.
Yeah.
So we'll never do lawn seats again because we paid.
If you're high up, you'll be able to see it, but we were kind of low. But I didn't. Yeah, it was fine because they had the big screen. I had a good time.
That was the first time I've seen Chris Jansen in concert. He was the second act.
Yeah,
Very entertaining.
yeah.
Pretty good too.
I only saw a couple of his songs. We walked in there when he was finishing up.
Very entertaining.
I had never heard of him before.
He's written a lot of the songs that we've heard on the radio. So,
Okay.
For a country concert, it was very good.
Yeah.
I love concerts at CMAC.
Yeah, I would definitely go again. That venue is awesome. And it's really cool in the sun setting. Nice
It's better when there's no tornadoes and the tailgate is better.
view. Yeah.
There was I didn't see much tailgating going on.
But the parking lot's underwater, or at least one of the parking lots underwater.
Yeah, I had to drive
Areas.
through about 12 inches of standing water to get to where
Yeah.
we needed to park, which was an experience because the wind was blowing I won't call them waves, but ripples towards me, and I wasn't moving, but it felt like I was moving because the water was moving toward. It was definitely not safe and an experience. But when was it Ontario County down there? The Ontario County Sheriff tells you to move through the water,
What are you gonna do?
you got to move through the water.
So then Monday morning we got to cover this situation in the news. So Doug is down there in Canandaigua. He's standing along one of the, I think it was West Lake Road. Part of it was closed along Canandaigua Lake, and he's like, "Hey, look at this guy over here. He just drove past the sign that says road closed. This guy right here."
This guy.
shaming the guy on air. I thought it was hilarious.
So, good concert. For those of you keeping track at home, we'll be going to Dierks Bentley Friday, this upcoming Friday at Darien Lake. I highly recommend that show. You guys should go.
You gonna get a little bit sideways?
Yes. Theme song of NASCAR, 4 years ago?
6 years ago.
6 years ago?
On Fox.
And then...
Have you gone to every country concert in this area?
Not every.
This summer? No, really?
I've missed a couple. No, I've missed more than I've gone to. But
Cool.
2 more coming up this summer. Dierks Bentley, and then in middle of August, Thomas Rhett.
Okay.
What do you usually do during a country concert? Do you sing along?
Oh, he's dad
Do you-
dancing.
Do you bop around a little bit?
That's
Do you do some
He's
finger
bopping.
pointing?
He's bopping.
That was the toughest thing for me because I didn't know all the words to.
Yeah, I wouldn't know any of the words.
Sam Hunt, I'm familiar with a few of his songs, and then all the other people I had no idea, so I just kind of like.
There's a lot of white people
Swayed
dancing
my
going
head,
on. A lot of, air pointing and...
Yeah.
It's a little awkward. Well, you got to stand. Everybody stands. So if you want to see, you're standing.
Head bop,
Head bop.
like knee jerk.
Teacher. Do the Elaine Bettis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. It probably comes as no surprise that I hate concerts. Unpopular opinion. I am going to New York State's largest sporting event in a couple weeks, though.
The Glen.
That is the I Love New York 355 at Watkins Glen.
Is it the
International.
largest event?
That's New York State's largest sporting event?
In terms of attendance, well, I don't know if it was. It's hard to know now
On the
because
weekend?
NASCAR doesn't release attendance figures anymore. Starting a couple of years, like last
How many
year.
people usually go?
I don't know, but I know it used to be the highest attended sporting event in New York State.
Oh.
Most NASCAR
not
races
think
are
that.
because you can fit
Do they
a
count
lot of people in there.
the weekend or for the day?
Um,
Because people see it, a NASCAR event being a weekend long.
I think it's just the
multi-day.
day. I think it's just the day. I mean, you could keep stats for the whole weekend, but I think in terms of just the whole day, it still was the number one spot. I don't know if it still is. A lot of NASCAR races are more sparsely attended now, but Watkins Glen still usually fills up pretty good.
Interesting.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's.
Similar crowd at Watkins Glen as I imagine there would be at a country concert.
Yeah, that's probably
Kind of
accurate.
felt like a Bills tailgate.
Yeah.
When I was there.
Yeah.
Eerily similar,
Yes.
but not as fun.
But
Then that sounds like a fabulous concert, Mike.
Let's skip around here. Let's move to the power ranking for this week.
It's time for the 259 Show's weekly power rankings.
This week's topic was Mike Vincelli's choice of favorite TV characters of all time. Is there anybody who wants to get the ball rolling?
I could start us off.
All right, Mike.
Coming in hot at number 5 with a nice foot in your keister, Mr. Red Foreman from That 70s Show. I was watching it.
I've been watching it all the time.
Yeah, it's on a lot lately. I've been watching. I forgot how funny Red Foreman is. He is the best.
I can't believe we overlooked him on our TV Dads draft earlier
ranking. Yeah.
this season.
Oh, he is so funny.
It's on Comedy Central literally every day for 5 hours or so.
Uh-huh.
I've been watching it a lot because it lines up perfectly with when I get home from work.
Yeah.
I also can't believe we overlooked the theme song from that show.
Yeah.
We ranked those.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of good characters on that show. I really enjoy that.
But none better than Red Foreman. I
No,
agree
Red
with you.
Foreman's the man. Number 4, I've also mentioned him, another TV dad, Hal from Malcolm in the Middle. He cracks me up.
I wish that show were on TV more
Is it
often.
still on Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
Get
No, I
Netflix,
would
man.
know.
He has Netflix.
You have Netflix and you don't watch
I don't have Netflix.
Amanda does. Which you are married, so it's
it? You guys
hers
live
is
in the same
yours.
house.
I don't use her computer.
It's not linked up to a TV of some sort?
Yeah,
No.
get like a
Roku?
Roku
No, it's just on
sticker
her
and just
computer.
put it on your TV.
Yeah, I mean we're coming up on a year with Time Warner Cable soon, so we may have to look into other options because our bill is probably about to skyrocket. So we'll see.
Number 3, Michael Scott of The Office, the
Yeah, buddy.
Dang.
best boss ever.
Dang, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I watch Mike. Try to jump in. I watch
No.
The Office like every night to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, his stuff is always just on point, hilarious.
It is so funny. It is. That show is just genius. the comedy value in that.
It is a great show. Like seasons 1 through 6.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the later seasons are fine too. I mean, they're not my favorite, but they're fine. Just
He
so
makes
fun.
the show.
He really does. When he left, that's when he left. It was like season 7
Yeah.
or season 8. It was just not nearly as good.
Yeah, it went down. So Michael Scott.
I heard they're pulling Office off of Netflix.
Yeah, I heard
that
that too. So I started rewatching it.
Wait, what?
I don't know if it's true, but I did see that circulating on Facebook.
Like DVDs anyways, but
Get it on DVD.
Yeah. Number 2, Barney Stinson from How I Met Your Mother.
Yep.
The ultimate womanizer. He is funny. I think he makes that show with also a pretty good cast in How I Met Your Mother. Joe, you watched that, right? Or
I have, yeah. And one person who just barely missed my list was Marshall Erickson, which is another
Oh,
great
really?
character. But if I had to put a character on like my least favorite list, Ted Mosby.
Oh, the
hands
worst.
down.
Well, you named your dog
the
after
worst
him.
character on any television show ever. That guy's awful.
He's so bad. He's so annoying.
Anytime
such a
I
dweeb.
just cringe every time I hear the name Mosby.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I
Wait,
love
why'd
my
you name
dog.
your dog
His
after him, then?
namesake- His namesake is not my favorite character. That was all Aaron who named him.
She likes Ted?
I think she
Dad.
loves the show,
Yeah.
and I think he's the most recognizable character name from the show. So
Should've
maybe
named
she
him
likes
Barney.
I don't know.
Yeah, Barney would have been a good one.
Yeah, Stinson, Barney. Oh, those have been great.
Marshall?
So many good catchphrases, too. Barney Stinson had.
Ranjit? You should have named him Ranjit.
Ranjit.
Hello!
Or The Blitz. You remember that episode?
I do, and it's a great show. I've been rewatching. I jump around like The Office, 30 Rock, Parks and Rec, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But How I Met Your Mother makes its way in there too.
Yeah. Coming in at number 1, the funniest TV character, in my opinion, Cosmo Kramer of Seinfeld. Every scene. Just when he walks into a scene, when he walks into Jerry's apartment, the way he does it is... How he enters the room is hilarious, and just all his little mannerisms, and he's always getting them into trouble. He's sticking his nose in the business he has no business getting into, and
Scheming.
somehow causing trouble. Yeah, and scheming, and it's funny.
Giddy up.
Yeah, mooching off of Jerry.
That's a good list.
Oh, thank you.
Very solid list.
I don't have any repeats on yours, so I'll jump the gun
nice.
here. Number 5, Doug Heffernan from The King of Queens.
Is that Kevin James?
Kevin James' character. I've watched every episode of King of Queens about 7 or 8 times. It's hilarious.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I'm that character, by the way. So Doug Heffernan. Number 4, Homer Simpson.
Oh, that's a good one.
My only animated character on this list. Number 3, Frank Underwood from House of Cards.
Oh yeah,
Really?
Yeah, I like Frank a lot.
he's
Do you
such
find
a great
yourself rooting
bad
for him?
character. He's such
Yeah.
a great villain to root for.
Yeah.
I root for him.
By the way, did you guys finish the newest season?
Finished one episode of the new
I haven't started it yet.
It took a while for me to like get excited about because there was a lot of plot setup, but the end was really solid.
Okay, cool.
So Frank Underwood, I could listen to Kevin Spacey do Frank Underwood all day.
Yeah.
Very good. Number 2, it's a combined spot between Arthur Spooner from King of Queens and Frank Costanza from Seinfeld.
Yeah.
They're the same character in both shows. And they're both Jerry Stiller.
Yeah.
So they share a spot there. Just the overdramatic old guy who...
Oh,
This
Frank
is
Costanza is hilarious.
And number 1, his son, George Costanza,
Yeah.
is my favorite of all time. I also feel like I'm very George as far as a lot of things, especially luck goes.
He's an honorable mention on my list.
So George Costanza being my number 1 guy.
You're a big King of Queens guy?
Yeah,
Really? I never got into that show.
Really?
I don't even think I've watched a full episode.
big fan.
Good?
I mean, it's old now because...
Well, yeah, but older shows are good.
Drew,
I still think it's
I don't think of you as George Costanza at all.
No?
No, because you at least help people once in a while.
George is solely looking out for himself at all times.
Worlds are colliding, man.
Worlds collide. I like that list.
Thank you. Joe Tyler.
Don't lick
Yeah.
the envelope. Oh, wait, that was his fiance. Don't lick the envelopes.
Oh
when it
yeah.
comes wedding time.
Don't have Sam lick the tape.
Don't buy the cheap
Yeah,
one.
don't buy the cheap.
I'll go ahead. Number 5 is someone probably none of you guys have heard of because it's a really obscure show. Has anybody seen the Black Donnellys in here?
No.
No.
Okay, never mind. So there's a character. His name's Tommy Donnelly. This show was on for one season on NBC, and it actually got canceled in the middle of the season. They finished it online, but I loved it. Like, it was about these like 4 brothers. They're Irish, just like hoodlums. And this Tommy Donnelly guy is like an amazing character. He holds his like family together, however he can. Great show. Love Tommy Donnelly as a character. Number 4 is Andy Dwyer from Parks and Rec.
Yep.
I just feel like his mannerisms kind of remind me of the way that I look at life. He's serious, and again, the quotes on Parks and Rec from him are just pure gold. Number 3 is Coach Eric Taylor from Friday Night Lights.
Oh, good pick.
Couch Tyler.
Yeah, he's the man, the coach, the dad, the husband that I aim to be one day. Just great character. Love him. Number 2 from The Office is Kevin Malone. Very similar to Andy Dwyer. Like the chili scene in The Office with Kevin is like the most heartbreaking and funny scene of any television show I've ever seen in my life. It's like,
Is that when he spills
I'm
it?
sure
Yeah. Chili
Yeah,
there's the chili
it's
cook-off.
Kevin's famous chili is what I'm known for, and as he's like explaining his chili, he spills it, and it's in this huge pot, and it goes everywhere, and he's doing like everything he can to put it back in the pot. He's like crawling in the chili, he's making a mess of the chili. It's just like it's one of the best openings
It's
on
like
The Office.
it's like that time you slipped in your own puke when the guy came to your door.
Oh my god, I don't know if I want to tell that story on here, but yeah, I basically puked, ran to the bathroom, fell in the puke. Not nearly as funny, but
Oh, Kevin's so funny.
Kevin is such a great character. And then number 1 is a villain you need to root for, Tony Soprano. Favorite show, The Sopranos, and it's tough to root for him, but at the same time, you gotta love him
Because you're supposed to.
Is it soprano or soprano?
It's Soprano. I probably said it
Soprano,
wrong, but
because we're in Western New York.
Okay.
Sopranos, you know. But yeah, no, great character. And I have like 40 dudes on my honorable mention, but I'm gonna let Tyler go because
Right now we haven't had a repeat. No repeat customers here.
we have not. No, it's a solid 3 lists so far.
Yeah, this was tough because we've done TV dads, we've done favorite shows, but we haven't done our all around favorite characters. So I had trouble picking which aside from like my top.
I'm going to call
2.
time out here. In past weeks, you usually print out the rundown 8.5 by 11 piece. Looks like you're reading off the back of like a business card.
This is like the top quarter of my grocery list that I just ripped off and on the back.
Okay, I'm just saying it's different this week.
Number 5, I'm gonna go Kermit the Frog.
Okay.
Hey ho, Kermit the Frog here.
Did he just get a new voice? The guy that...
Yeah, the guy who voiced him for the last 27 years is out.
Yeah, was he being...
Who replaced Jim Henson?
being creepy?
No,
Yeah.
the report was that he was
I heard it was a long time coming. He wasn't really...
he was
making Kermit, like, sad.
No.
He wasn't portraying the character well. Yeah, that's what I heard.
he was I'm trying to come up with the right word, but basically the way he thought the character should be played was different from how the powers that be at the Muppets thought the character should be played, and he was over aggressive in sharing his opinions on that from what I've read.
Okay.
So I don't know what that means, but Kermit the Frog is an icon. So, and he's been on the Muppets, he's been on Sesame Street, he's done it all.
It's the song that you danced with your mother to your wedding.
The Rainbow Connection.
Yes, sir.
Someday we'll find it, Joe. Someday we'll find it. Number 4, I gotta go to The Simpsons. I think Joe knows where I'm going with this one. Gotta go Ralph Wiggum.
Yes, dude. Yeah, explain why.
If you knew
He's
me in
so
8th
great.
grade, I was obsessed with Ralph.
I think our junior year, we like would play a sound clip on the reg, just like everything.
Yeah, I mean, remember, and I predicted back in the day that in the Simpsons movie, Ralph would have like just like a major one-liner at some point, and he sure did.
Oh yeah,
If you remember correctly. Joe, give us a
Fantastic.
give us a snippet of something that Ralph would say.
Oh man, what does he got? Me fail English? That's impossible.
Oh, Ralph. Number 3, I'm going Phil Dunphy.
Ooh, yeah.
Been over that many times. And then 2 and 1 are from the same program. Dale Gribble, number 2, from King of the Hill. You should have saved it, man. Dale Gribble is the neighbor of Hank Hill, who's all about his conspiracy theories and hating the government and fearing the government, and coming up with get-rich-quick schemes and whatnot. And if you watch the show, he's the second best character on the show. Number 1, of course, is number 1 on my list, Hank Hill.
Tim Allen missing the list?
Wow.
I told you, I don't know why you guys are so amazed by this every time, but I didn't start watching Home Improvement until just recently. So I don't want to... I'm not into recency bias, so I don't want to just throw Tim Taylor onto my top 5 all-time favorite TV characters list based on just the last 8 months of watching that program.
All right.
But I could see Tim Taylor getting onto my list eventually. But, you got to look at all time throughout the course of your entire life. Thomas the Tank Engine just missed my list. Elmo just missed my list.
The Power Rangers?
Yeah, so you got to look back more than, like,
Red
2
Power
years.
Ranger.
Or-
The Power Rangers miss
I mean, there wasn't really one
that stood out.
breakout character on Power Rangers. It was like a full cast. Like, I mean, what was I going to pick? Zordon or Alpha 5?
Yeah, Alpha
I mean,
5, man.
it seemed like the cast members who played each of the Power Rangers changed
Very
with some frequency.
Yeah.
Homer Simpson, I could have put on my list, or Ned Flanders.
Drew, a guy that
Mike
I was
Heck.
thinking about putting on my list that I was also surprised you maybe didn't say was Mr. Feeney from Boy Meets World.
George Feeney.
Ooh. I almost went
Yeah.
Eric Matthews.
Eric
Feeney?
Matthews.
Eric Matthews is the man.
Yeah,
Ron Swanson missing my list. He was
yeah,
number 6.
it was a close one for me too.
Joe, I almost put Tim Riggins on Friday Night Lights. I love me some Tim Riggins.
I'm more of a Matt Saracen boy myself.
Oh,
All right, I
I
don't
like
like those
I like
bad.
Saracen too.
What about Buddy Garrity?
Oh, I hate Buddy. Or no, Julie's the worst. The daughter, Coach Taylor's daughter.
Like she's really pretty, just her earlobes are just too much. She's got huge earlobes.
I haven't noticed her earlobes.
None of us had any women on our list because we are sexist.
Oh crap!
Oh, actually, I almost had one woman. Drew's gonna appreciate this. Black Cindy from Orange Is the New Black. So funny.
Yes.
I read a list of the best Seinfeld characters recently, and they had Elaine at number 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Jerry's always at the bottom of that list, right? Wouldn't you say? I think he's my least favorite character in the show.
I mean, Jerry makes the show, though. I think,
Yeah, but he's not really
like
funny.
like without Jerry, there is no show. It wouldn't be funny if it was just Elaine, Kramer, and George. I think you need to have Jerry.
He's kind of the glue of the show, but he's also not like.
He's definitely not the most.
I mean, he's the
memorable.
namesake
Like,
of the show.
Yeah,
I think Kramer and George.
I think that's
are
by
like
design.
The fuel. Jerry's the car. Kramer and George is the gas that makes that thing go.
Well, the thing with the show is, well, there's nothing to the show other than many subplots. Every episode, all 4 of them are doing something that are somehow related, but definitely not related. That's why the show's so great.
yeah, they all tie into each other. So.
Like, what would the show have been called if Jerry weren't in it?
Probably wouldn't be a show.
3 a-holes do something bad,
Costanza.
and it all comes together at the end.
Stanza. Another person missing my list, Stephen Colbert, because that was technically a character that Stephen Colbert played when he was on Comedy Central back in the day. Hilarious, but just missing it. That concludes our power ranking topic for the week. Next week we go back to the top. That's Tyler. You get our choice for next week.
Yeah.
You'll reveal that coming up in about 20 minutes here on the 259 show. Back to the rundown we go. Food talk from this past week. Tyler, did you go to Foster's?
Foster's.
Did you go?
Foster's, yes, the new restaurant at Hilton. Pretty good.
Yes.
Had great reviews on Facebook, and that's what led me to go. I was checking out one day. I'm like, wow, this is a really good review. So Saturday night, decided to check it out. They actually seated us in what was the party room at Carmestro's.
Towards the back.
Yeah, they had like half of that open, half of it was still covered. We sat back there.
I heard they renovated it nicely, a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know because I was never. I've only been in there a handful of times, but I think you're right on that. They used to have pictures up all over the wall in the bar area. So
I haven't been there since like a Hilton Select
basketball
tournament. Or a basketball banquet when Ryan played way back.
Oh, if you remember when we worked at Playground, I think you were there.
Yeah.
When we went to Abbott's and it started pouring outside, so we had to move all the kids inside to Carmestro's.
That's right.
Service was a little slow.
It's early, yeah.
They've only been open a few weeks, so we'll give them a pass on that one for now. But the food was good. I had chicken French. The prices were pretty reasonable. You get a soup and a salad, and they had greens and beans soup with sausage in it. That was good. Amanda had chicken parm, and she was raving about it, and that's always good when you can
Both have a good
meet the hunger needs of a pregnant woman. So, yeah, I'll be going back.
Good. Fastest. And do you go to the food truck rodeo too?
I was going to say it's coming up tomorrow. We should go. Well, Wednesday if you're listening to the program on the weekend. It's past by now. I know we're not gonna because we don't do anything anymore. So
I don't think food truck stuff fits into my current diet plan. But yeah, I'm free tomorrow night. If we're going, we're going.
I had Cheesed and Confused. They came to work last week.
Yeah.
It was okay.
I
got
like
the. Have you had that before?
Yeah, I have.
I got the pulled pork mac one.
Yeah, pulled pork grilled cheese mac or pulled pork mac and cheese grilled cheese. That's not the name of it.
Yeah, underwhelming. I think it was just too much packed in a grilled cheese sandwich. It was just too much going on for me. It was good. Don't get me wrong, but
wait, Mike, what was in the grilled cheese sandwich?
Pulled pork and mac and cheese.
Okay, yeah, because
it was just super messy and falling apart.
Grilled cheese is amazing already. I mean, you don't need to add too much to it to make it even better.
Yeah, I was all about that.
I had to try it. It was free. The tater tots are really good there. I had the tater tots. They also had those corn bite options.
Yeah,
but the guy working, he said he didn't really care for them because I asked him like, well, "How are these?" And he's like, "They're okay." So then I got the tater tots.
Way to sell your product, guy.
Yeah, and then other people at my work got the corn.
I want to say
bites, and they loved it.
I want to say there's another mac and cheese. So this was the grilled cheese truck. I'm thinking of the mac and cheese truck too.
Yeah,
because I've had both. I've had both.
Mac and cheese. My mom got that at the at Jazz Fest.
I had the buffalo chicken mac and cheese from whatever food truck that was. That was great.
Yeah. I wish if I ever get that again, I'd probably go with the bacon with I think apple or something on there.
There's some good choices there. Yeah.
So food truck rodeo last Wednesday of the month, right? Down at the public market.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe we'll go tomorrow.
Which was this past week, if you're listening on Saturday. So we'll let you know next week if we do.
If we go or not.
If we did go.
See, now you can't accuse me of making plans and then not following through because I gave you a soft maybe. soft maybe.
We still got to find time to go to Funkin' Waffles.
That is a definite maybe.
I want to go to that.
You know, I drove by Duff's last week out on, was that West Henrietta Road?
Yes.
I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, Duff's came. There's a handful of restaurants that came to town then. I want to go to, but
was it busy? Did it look busy?
It's really busy. Been. I drive by it every day. Of course, it's 3 a.m. when I drive by, but it's
still really busy.
No,
3 a.m.
No, I think it closes fairly early. I've been there once. I went for my birthday last year. It was a Friday. It was a decent crowd in there, but I would have expected more for Friday. It wasn't everything that I expected. It seemed it was a little smaller than I thought it would be. Food's still good.
What used to be in that building?
Friendly's.
That's what I thought. It looked like a Friendly's.
Oh, and I wanted to back to Foster's for a quick second. I wanted to correct something because we said on the program a few weeks back that it closed early. The dining room dinner stops being served at 9. That's true, but it is open until midnight. However, it's closed on Sunday and Monday. I know some bar goers were miffed about that because they want to go there and watch football and stuff on Sunday, but they can't. It's not open. But it is open until midnight on the days when it is open.
More business for Wood Kettle Brewing.
There you go.
And for the tin, the Arlington.
No. Is that it for food talk? I believe so.
Drew, did you
Papa
get,
Bear was
did you
hankering
get
for
your
some grape
sherbet?
sherbet last weekend, I saw. Did you get some?
I'm so glad, Tyler, you saw that. I screenshotted that conversation. I was like, I don't know if I should share this or not. But
Well,
You're a little sassy with them too.
well, because they never have
You
it.
gotta explain where you were.
So down in Cuca Lake, a staple of the area, there's 2 ice cream shops near Penn Yan. One in Penn Yan, Seneca Farms, and they do grape sherbet in the fall every year. Homemade ice cream, homemade sherbet in the fall. And then going up the lake, and then back down on the other side by the windmill, this would be the eastern half of Cuca Lake, there's Max Dairy Barn. Small ice cream shack, serves Hershey ice cream. And they have a revolving sherbet flavor. And in my opinion, the best one is grape. And it's the Finger Lakes, known for the grapes, right? Why won't you have grape sherbet year round?
let me
So hold on,
read.
Joe.
Do you want me to read it?
Hold on, Joe.
All right.
So happened like 3 years in a row. The weekend we go play mini golf, they have it there. So I'm accustomed to them having it, and I've talked a huge game about the sherbet to Sam, and every week that she's down there, they don't have a phone number to call. Or they don't, I mean, they do, but they don't answer their phone. The best way to communicate with Max Dairy Bar is through Facebook. And you can't message them, you can only post on their wall. So it's open for everybody to see. So I posted this past week, do you have grape sherbet? And this is probably the 4th time this season I've done so. And they always just say, like, no, it's orange, or no, it's rainbow. No, I want grape. And then I responded, Joe, do you have it in front of you?
As you said, so Drew writes, do you have grape sherbet this weekend? Max Dairy Bar says orange, just one word. And Drew says, I want grape, period. When will there be grape?
No response.
No response. I didn't give you anything.
You're a little
but you were very
sassy.
blunt.
They were sassy with the one-word orange response.
I want grape.
It's true. I'm trying to start a following here.
Did you get any
We want
likes?
grape.
Did anyone else
I don't
join the
think so.
conversation?
I don't think so. I also don't think there's
Like
many
a whiny
people
brat.
I want grape sherbet.
Yeah, I
Where
think
else can you get grape sherbet? You can get orange sherbet anywhere. You
As-
can go to Tops and get orange
as
sherbet.
someone who recently complained to an organization via Facebook post and got results, I agree with the method that you chose to employ here.
I want grape sherbet. It's really good too. Like, it's really good. Once
Maybe
they have
Do they
Maybe
it,
it
do,
doesn't
do, they
do
do any
well.
other flavors other than orange and grape?
they've got rainbow. They've got the raspberry. They had watermelon a month ago. No,
Dude, sherbet is good.
It
Now you got me
is.
thinking, I
Sherbet's
might go
good.
buy some sherbet after the show.
I'm getting worked up about grape
So
sherbet.
did you end up getting anything?
No, we didn't. We didn't. And now I guess I got to hold off for Seneca Farms in the fall because Max Dairy Barn.
By the way, the Grape Fest is coming up in September in Naples. I've always wanted to go, but I think we're going to be a little busy this year, fortunately.
We've done the Grape Fest once. Not as great as I would have thought.
Snow Apple Fest?
Not
No.
as grape as you thought.
Oh!
But the best festival that we've done in the area is the annual Garlic Festival.
Ooh.
And that's out in Dundee, maybe? It's out on the east side of the lake.
Is there
It's-
garlic bread?
Actually, no, it's over.
Fact check.
It's on the west side of Geneva, I believe. Or not west side of Geneva, west side of Seneca Lake. We had to go over a lake for it. Really good. Great entertainment, great food. They have a lot of breweries there, a lot of wine.
There's a Garlic Fest in the town of Cuba in the fall, down in
Webster
Allegheny
Garlic
County.
Festival?
No.
There's the Elba Onion Fest at some point. And
Isn't there, speaking of onions, isn't there a locals team, Spencerport?
the Red Onions.
The Red Onions.
Yeah.
What are they? Soccer?
No, it's like a firefighting. It's like
Oh, it's
firefighting games.
Squad?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
The Red Onions.
I've seen the signs
Yeah.
for like tryouts. I don't know what the red onions are. Mike, any verdict there?
Fox Run.
It's at Fox Run. Yes.
Oh, is it?
A glorious garlic fest.
What's at the Garlic Fest?
So Fox Run, it's technically a Penn Yan mailing address, but it's over on Seneca Lake.
So what kind of food do they have? Just garlic stuff?
Maybe they just,
garlic bread?
make dishes that have a very large emphasis in garlic, right? Maybe they make a pasta that you throw a lot of garlic in there.
Oh, it's coming up on the 25th annual.
I can only take garlic in small doses.
You
Thursday,
can only
August
take it
3rd.
in small doses?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I think that's pretty normal. I don't think a lot of people love it.
Much like
Or
travel-
they like it, but I don't
Much
think
like
they,
much
go
like
crazy
traveling to
for it.
Toronto, you can only be taken in small
Dude,
doses.
I want the Fox Run Vineyards 25th annual garlic shirt. But they've got a lot of local
Drew,
foods
have
there.
you ordered? Totally different topic, but the word shirt made me think of it. The Red Wings are doing that special for the garbage plate
Plates?
shirts. Did you get one of those
I have
bad boys?
not, no. I have seen them. They're pretty sweet, but I
They
have
are
not.
sick. I need to get one of those.
So, anywho, no on the grape sherbet probably won't until the fall, unfortunately.
If they do end up having it, can you bring some home for
I'll
us
try.
to sample?
I'll
Do
try.
they sell in like a container of it?
For me, I'm sure they will. I'll
You
complain
are such a
enough.
demanding customer. Look at
Trying
you
to
at
strong arm
Hooks
them like
and
you did
then-
at Hooks.
Yeah.
I haven't been back since, by the way, to Schmags.
Yeah, we're due.
Yeah, once again, doesn't really fit into the whole meal plan thing over here. Gotta stay away from grease. That's pretty much
Whoa.
everything there. Unfortunately.
So what have you been eating?
A lot of turkey wrap lately. The Wegmans turkey wrap is amazing. I'm never gonna have a Wegmans turkey sub again. The turkey wrap is where
You
it's
get you get a turkey sub from Sean Hook, I think.
Yeah, what is he going to put 3 sticks of butter on it?
probably
Can you not eat butter?
moderation. Moderation here, moderation there. Well, that concludes food talk for the week. Let's keep going. Keep the ball rolling here with what do we have left?
Other random stuff.
You got some quick random things to throw in.
ESPN. Well, it's July, so there's nothing happening really.
Really, yeah.
ESPN aired such sports as cornhole and drone racing over the weekend.
You tuned into both?
No, I just saw that they were on. Wait, did I turn on? No, I didn't turn on either. I just saw that they were on.
I've seen drone racing before on TV. That's pretty impressive. It's worth like 30 seconds of watching, and then you move on from it. Very impressive, though. And they outfit these usually empty NFL stadiums for like courses, but it's not. The
I'm more of
greatest thing to watch.
I'm more of a can jam man.
How
than
bored is
cornhole.
ESPN?
So,
I know, right?
That's why the Little League World Series gets so much play during
Oh, I
August.
love the Little League World
God.
Series. I can't wait for that to
there's
start.
no way I'm watching any of that. It's literally the worst thing ever.
I don't understand why it's the worst thing
He
ever.
hates it.
I love it.
It's like how you hate fantasy football. Little League World Series is just a bunch of little kids who are more athletic than me, who are just living the dream with aluminum bats. Use a wooden bat like a man.
And they dance and they have fun.
Joe, they use aluminum bats in college, by the way.
Yeah, they're not
baseball.
men. Child's play. Child's play.
So was it just cornhole?
I don't know. I didn't
This
actually.
should be like the yard game games.
Olympics.
Yeah.
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 I could get some,
Bocce, spike ball would be the game to watch.
Mike, we have so many
Spike
good
ball
ideas. I don't know why.
I
we're
don't know
in
how I'm
charge
not
of
a
anything.
millionaire.
Most of them, Tyler, because of your flip phone. Why we don't move forward?
Your
with
flip
these
phone's holding us back.
Hey, you guys don't. You guys are up to date on
We
technology.
need to be 4 out of 4 here.
I'll bring other skills to the table.
Gym teacher. Sorry, the talk of spike ball and cornhole has me thinking. The gym teacher at my school has a unit he calls White People Picnic, and it's cornhole, can jam, spike ball. It's all that stuff.
Have you played spike ball yet, Joe?
Yeah, during my prep, I'll go to gym class and play with the kids, and it's amazing.
Freaking awesome, right? I think that's my
It's-
favorite yard game.
But
It's
still,
so
the stump game hasn't caught on.
Honestly, it's kind of
Nobody can
stupid.
say the name. That's why.
Yeah, it's like Guckenschlagen.
Kleibenhammer.
It's stupid. I don't know. What's
Spike ball's a lot of fun, though.
Yeah,
It's
spike
So
ball's
anyway,
awesome.
that stuff was on ESPN. Of course, you're going to have preseason football coming back in the next few weeks also. And I saw tweets about people who were upset, like, oh, what's the excuse for not airing women's sports? Which was ironic because it was the very same day that the WNBA All-Star Game was on network TV on ABC.
That had some high ratings.
And the fan agrees.
I didn't even know that.
I had no. I honestly don't know when it's in season, the WNBA.
It's in the summer.
Middle.
It's in the
middle
summer
of the season right now.
Yeah,
They actually play like 3 weeks and then take 6 weeks off, and then they play 4 months and then take 2 months.
I turned it on for about 1 minute, and I saw that Skylar Diggins was playing. I'm like, good for her. And then I turned the channel when they went to commercial break.
Interesting.
Not my cup of tea.
Brittany Mallory.
I don't even
Does
care
she
that
play?
much for the NBA,
The other-
let alone.
The other thing I want to mention, I saw that someone showed me this video at work today. We've had the ice bucket challenge. We've had the
There's a push-up challenge, I think.
there's so many challenges that come and go. I remember Joe showed me the coning challenge a few years back. This is the new one that I think Joe will love. And if we were back in high school, we might go do this, or we might say we're going to do that and then chicken out at the last second. The drive-by dunk challenge. You record yourself. You're driving by someone's house. You get out. You pick up a basketball and you throw one down on their hoop, and then you get back in your car and leave.
I would have had so much fun doing that in high school.
I can see Joe doing that.
That would have been great. We would have had a whole legion. We would have had Team Stealth doing it. Greg would have broken 3 hoops.
Yeah, the thing is, we would have chickened out and not done it though.
Oh no, come on, man! I totally would have. With you at the camera.
Speaking of hoops, somebody got a new basketball hoop this weekend.
Yeah, Appalachia.
Appalachia did.
Yeah. Jeff Diedrich.
Maybe 5 years, 6 years premature.
Jeff Diedrich did 90% of the work. Putting that. Well, I mean, I wanted a basketball hoop, so
You
I could
got a
practice
great
my
basketball driveway.
game. Yeah, yeah.
Did you mark the foul line yet?
Not yet.
Are you going to do that?
I should. I probably will.
Now you got to look online. I think it's 15 feet from the back of the rim. We
Yeah, I
made the
gotta check.
mistake out front. We did 15 feet to the front out here.
Oh, that's a long.
Work on your long game.
Yeah.
Problem with this hoop is a lot of people have pointed this out that it looks like it's about 10.5 feet high. It was the back
How
of
can
the rim
somebody
is
tell
10
from
feet.
a picture?
Because it looks high just based on where it is on my garage. I think
Oh.
the front rim is bent up a little bit from the back of the rim, so I might have to just throw one down and hang on it for a few seconds.
We're not level.
Fix that. Yeah, it's a little bit off. I think.
Was that your old one at your parents'
No,
house?
that's a new. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a new one.
Cool.
So we'll be working on our mid-range game with the baby and the wife and myself. Because I play in a basketball league every year, but I usually don't shoot a basketball in the 9 months of the off season at all. So.
I shoot hoops maybe 3 times a year. That's usually when Mike comes home and we're bored. What are we gonna do? Let's go shoot.
You don't shoot at camp?
No,
We did play
I
at
played a lot of basketball at camp.
We played at the community center on Black Friday last
We
year.
did.
We did.
I made a 3. It was pretty.
So hopefully I'll be much improved by the time next season rolls around.
Tyler will be balling.
Hustling for them loose balls, son.
Tyler's going to be diving for loose balls in his driveway. It's going to be a sight to see.
Hey, you gotta find something that you can do better than everyone else and work on that skill. Can't dribble. Can shoot a little bit, but I can get those loose balls.
We end each program with airtime, or we begin the ending of each program with airtime. I would like to make a correction from last week on my own behalf with my airtime. I congratulated last week Sam's cousin, Lori, on her engagement. But that's not what I really wanted to get to last week. I wanted to get to they're getting married August 2018. So now 3 out of 4 weekends in August 2018, we have a wedding to attend. Sam being in 2 of them. Correction, Sam being in 1 of the 3 weddings there. First, second, and 4th week in August will be tied up.
While planning your own.
Ours will be planned by then completely, just by
Preparing for your own.
saving for our own. And that brings the grand total to 5 weddings in 2018
Yeah.
and counting. So it's going to be a very busy summer next summer.
We had 5 weddings last year. Frankly, I was sick of them by the time they were done. Luckily, I
think
don't have any
it's
this
the
year.
age we are. Is all our friends are getting married. Like our same age family members are getting married. It's a great thing, but I mean, yeah, they add up.
Fortunately for us next year, it's a different crowd for each wedding. One's her family. One is someone I used to work with. Ours, one of our friends' ex-girlfriend's wedding.
Oh,
Brooke Fry's wedding. So there'll be different clientele at each. It won't be seeing the same group of people 3 out of 4 weekends doing the same thing. So
That's crazy. And they all lined up in August. Oh, that's crazy.
yeah. So
August is a good time to have a wedding.
no, October is. It's nice and cool.
Nice
In
and
October.
cool, baby.
I'm pulling for like 45 degrees.
Well, if you do it in August,
I can wear a
Needs to be
hoodie to
cool.
your wedding, Drew. It's going to be great.
It's all inside. It'll
good
be
thing
fine.
about having it in August is you
Well, all your
don't
pictures.
interfere with anyone's football season. Take note.
I told Sam,
Take note, friends.
I told Sam she doesn't like the idea of this, but if the Bills have a home game the day after our wedding, day one of marriage,
You're honeymooning?
I want to go to the Bills game. Speaking of Buffalo
It's
Bills,
like you can go on a honeymoon, right?
no, we're
Not
going to
right
go
away.
the following summer. Speaking of Buffalo Bills, 2 quick things. The Buffalo Bills, for the first time this year, or for the first time in many years, is bringing back the red and blue game at New Era Field. It's just an inter-squad practice. I believe it is the 3rd of August, Friday, August 3rd. Season ticket members are only welcome into this event. I ordered my 6 tickets. I cannot go. So if anybody wants to go to the red and blue game, you get free tickets to Orchard Park. There's that. And there was something else about the Buffalo Bills I wanted to say, but
Training camp is
Opened
getting
up
underway.
training camp tomorrow,
No,
which is
it's
3 days ago when this baby drops.
Oh, also, I thought of it. I'm also taking applications for season ticket game escorts, if you will. Anybody, if you guys want to go, let me know which game tickles your fancy this year.
I mean, you know what game I'm always interested in?
Week 4 preseason game against the Lions, I may be giving both of my seats away. Doubt very pregnant Amanda would want to go to that game.
Both of the home preseason games are on Thursdays,
Yes.
unfortunately, so that won't work for me. Because they're playing the Vikings. I want to go see that, but, you know.
We're supposed to be closing on the house on Monday. That game's Thursday night. I might see that game as a no-go just because.
If you do, my dad's a Vikings fan. He mentioned wanting to go, and if you haven't found anybody yet, drop some-
Go with the neighbor, the big Mike neighbor.
Yeah.
Mike and Mike.
I'll see what's out
Are
there.
you pencil me in for the Dolphins game, December 17th?
I don't think there's a whole lot of people who want to go to that game. A, it might not mean anything.
You got one.
And B,
It
it's
never
cold.
means anything.
You got one who's interested.
You can't wear dolphin stuff. Those are the rules.
Yeah, we'll see.
No, we won't.
They never. You never wear dolphin stuff, anyways, do you?
He did that one time, and we had to listen to a guy the whole game. Fish the fish.
Oh, no,
Oh my god!
Well, no,
That guy was terrible.
last time I went with
I
you.
mean, as a Bills fan, I thought that guy was terrible.
Yeah.
Last time I went with you, I wore the red, white, and blue Dolphins shirt, so it was like camouflage.
Good call.
And one last thing.
I like going to the Bills games.
One last thing. Sam and I sat down with Father Bill over at St. Elizabeth and Seton. We got to go through Pre-Cana. One of the dates that they gave us for Pre-Cana is the home opener for Buffalo Bills versus the Jets. I'm like, we can't go that day.
On a Sunday?
We got to pick another day.
Cancel the wedding. No, we're going to the Bills game.
The problem is,
What's pre-Cana? What is that?
for Catholic Church, it's a class, pre-marriage class that the Catholic Church makes you go
You
through.
have to do it?
Mike,
Yes.
Mike, are you? If you mind me asking, are you Catholic?
No.
No. Okay.
So
You should be offended by that question, Mike.
you got to.
I'm not offended.
Well, I mean, if he doesn't want to share it, he doesn't have to share it.
We got to go through this pre-Cana class.
Yeah.
And it's on Sundays. The local, I don't know the verbiage, but the local Catholic churches of Western New York or whatever their diocese
The
is.
Diocese of
Diocese-
Rochester.
It's called the Diocese of Rochester.
Okay.
That they
The
would all
DOR.
They only have 5 dates between now and our wedding date.
Uh-huh.
The one at St. Leo's here in town, we can't make.
Shout out! What up, Michelle?
The one out in Webster, we cannot make.
My mom works there.
The rest of them are out in Auburn. And it looks like we're
Oh.
driving out to Auburn for a day
Whoa.
to do this.
Hey, you can go to Bass
Drew,
Pro
if you mind
Shops.
me asking,
Yes.
is this a one-day thing, or
Joe,
go
you're
for
asking
seven-
really
go for a
personal
bunch of
questions
days?
here. I'm going to have to ask you to calm
Joe,
down.
it depends on
I'm
the
asking all these
it depends on the
heavy-hitter
church. and each church has different prices. We got to pay to take this class.
What?
Oh yeah,
some-
pay that Catholic Church,
I
son.
know some classes are 2-day events. Some classes are 1 day but extra long. Some have catered lunch. Some have continental breakfast. So it depends on which one you sign up for. But right now it looks like we're going to be heading out to Auburn. I think like early November.
Go to St. Leo's, man. Do it with Father Joe. He's a good man.
Can't, man. It's the Bills-Jets game, week 2. Home
They're
opener.
probably gonna lose.
Can't miss that game, man. It's home opener. They bring
I hear ya.
all the stops out for that game. But
Auburn.
that's my airtime. I took up a lot of time this week. Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
I apologize.
Tyler?
Nah, we'll skip it. I know Joe had something he wanted to hit on earlier. He teased us with before the program, and he hasn't talked about it yet.
Wait, what?
This was an unpopular opinion that you had that you told us about before the program. But
Yeah, I mean, I figured that was if we didn't have a lot to talk about. This show has gone very well. I thought it was going to be a slow show, but my airtime. I guess I'll talk about my unpopular opinion. I get my hair cut twice, every 2 weeks. I like to keep an upkeep on my due, and I'm due for a haircut tomorrow. So that's my airtime / unpopular opinion.
Who's your barber?
His name's Alex. He's a great guy. He's Russian,
Is it?
and
so-
he knows how to deal. I just sit down. He asks me how things are going, how work is going. He knows I'm a teacher. We talk about his family. He's a really good dude, and he knows how to.
Is he an immigrant?
I believe he is an American citizen, but he immigrated from Russia. Yes.
What
Yeah,
does a
was he born
haircut
there?
set you back?
Yeah. How much do I spend? I give him a 30 every time because he trims up my beard. So
How much does he charge?
usually just the haircut is like $14, but a haircut and a beard trim is like 23, and then I tip him well because he does a good job, and I want his loyalty because he's got clippers on my hair, so he needs.
I'm
to do
not
a good
sure
job.
what your unpopular opinion was in there, but I'm going to disagree with it, whatever it is.
Joe, I'm in the same boat with you with the high tip on the haircut. Usually my
I mean,
haircut.
if you're gonna tip someone good, tip your barber something good because like big difference. A good haircut and a bad
I
haircut.
mean, usually my haircut comes between $13-$14.
Yeah.
Depends on what they do. Well, it's not much because I don't have much hair. But 20 spot. That's still way over, what you're supposed to tip. But
they appreciate it because I mean their job is based mostly on tips. So, yeah, my barber is a good man. We have a great relationship where I just text him. I say, "Hey, you at the barbershop?" He's like, "Yes," nothing more.
So what was your unpopular opinion?
that he goes so
Then
frequently.
I get my haircut every 2 weeks.
Oh,
I think a lot of guys do that, actually. I think it's a pretty popular
How'd you-
thing.
I'm about a 6 to 8 week kind of guy.
I usually go once a month, roughly.
Once a month
Just-
is still a good.
Just whenever you need to get a cut.
I feel like once a month is a good average. I think every 2 weeks. I'm being a kind of high maintenance, but I think once a month is pretty good.
But you like to look good, baby. You look hot.
And it's the beard.
Joey's looking
honestly.
good.
The beard gets out of control, then just all hell breaks
Dude,
loose.
don't downplay it. You look good, man.
Thanks, Mike. I do look good.
I know you do.
Other
Michael,
airtime?
what's your hairtime, pal?
Joe, I'm going to steal yours. Did you guys watch this Michael Phelps Shark Week thing? I didn't watch it, but people are going nuts about this, I'm hearing.
I didn't see it. I heard about it through Facebook.
Well, it was a major disappointment.
Yeah, I heard it was a major disappointment because they built, what was it, like
It wasn't-
over an hour?
They said he was
This-
racing a shark, and
Did
he
you-
didn't actually race a
Did
shark.
you watch?
No, I saw the highlights on the
Yeah,
news.
it was a virtual race.
It was
but
a
I guess-
computer animated shark.
Yeah, but Phelps still raced in the ocean where there was a lot of sharks surrounded. That's what I heard. They had him all set up in an ocean. There was like all these scuba divers surrounded by him in case anything happened with like harpoons and
So what's the point of doing that if you're not actually racing the shark?
I don't know.
That's like
I think maybe the point was
ratings.
how are you gonna make sure the shark is actually gonna go in a straight line when it's race time?
Well, I guess
they got shark trainers.
somebody was explaining this to me. They had to do a bunch of different takes. They had like some sort of food or something to try and keep in a straight line. So that's why, yeah, I could see why it wasn't virtual.
So they tried to have him race a real shark?
No.
It just didn't work
They
out?
had the shark. No, just to get the shark's time. They had to do it a few times.
And then that's not the first time they've had an animal race a human. I think they had Chad Ochocinco race a horse once.
Really?
I think that happened like 5.
Has
10
Usain
years
Bolt
ago.
done anything? I'd like to see him race like a cheetah.
I was like, what other human versus animal races or competitions could we do? Like Usain Bolt versus a cheetah. You could do like Joey Chestnut trying to out-eat like a gorilla or like a bear.
Banana?
Like that.
Banana versus hot dog?
Yeah, and like The Rock trying to outlift like a gorilla or something like that. You can do tons of stuff. It'd be great.
I don't know. A fishing competition with a bear?
Or a seagull, or like one of those one with the huge beaks.
Oh, what's the gull? What are those things? What are those called? The big ones?
Pelican.
Pelican, there you go.
Ah, pelican.
Papa Bear. Come on there.
Good Papa Bear. Oh, that's funny.
Interesting. What's on deck for next week? The 259 T-shirt is still available. Please buy them so I don't have to move them to our new studio. That's actually another one of a couple boxes left down here. I moved a lot of my stuff out to the garage. 259 Show T-shirt still available through Venmo and us. Let us know. Next week's Power Rankings topic is Tyler's choice. Tyler, what did you choose?
Favorite colors? No, I'm kidding. I didn't pick that.
Favorite colors would have been good.
No, I'm going with the best sporting events that you have ever attended.
I was thinking about that one today. That's a good one.
This can be pro, college, it could be high school, it could be travel soccer for all I care.
Best sporting events that you have attended.
Now, one thing that we're going to have to determine in this...
Not participated in?
Well, you technically attended if you participated.
Yeah.
You were there.
Especially if you if you were part of the team but didn't play in the game. Not that any of us are familiar with that. Kidding.
Crickets.
Sorry, I was reading an important text from the boss.
It was funny in my head.
I'm sorry. I'm running down my list because like they all
like
go
that.
into my head and I don't want to forget them.
Yeah,
That could
so
be tough.
hopefully we'll get a variety of answers on this one. You're gonna have to put your thinking caps on, do a little homework on this one, but I think it'll be worth it.
Homework. This one's going to take some time.
Yeah.
Get dates, at least a year. Go through Facebook pictures.
So I just want to make sure the Power Rankings greatest sporting events that you have ever in person witnessed.
Attended.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I dig it.
And we end each program with we go around the table, say what we learned. Mike, what did you learn today?
Druber is on the move.
Watch out for
I
Druber.
like it. Watch out for Druber.
Tyler, what did you learn?
Max Dairy Barn on Keuka Lake has some darn good grape sherbet, but they don't have it right now, and Papa Bear is pissed.
Or usually. They don't have it usually. Joe, what did you learn today?
We knocked the power ranking out of the park today with 20 different selections.
Was that the first ever?
I think it was the first
time.
time. Tyler, fact check?
Like you'll go through all the.
If you want me to check, I've got to think that there was at least one other time when we all picked something different, but I don't know
Maybe
that for a
songs.
fact.
So we did a few song categories.
Yeah, that's probably that.
There has to be at least one.
Yeah.
That's still pretty good.
Mike, what did I learn today?
Joe gets his hair cut quite often.
Frequently.
Yeah,
Regularly.
frequently. Yeah.
Thank you for listening to
But he looks so good. He's so handsome.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the 259 Show. We'll catch you back here next Saturday. Have a good one.